Here's a question to think about. Why would someone wear armor? Well, first, do you know what armor is? It's heavy duty, tough, hard pieces that are worn on your body. Now, why would someone wear it? A person wears armor to protect themselves. Armor can help a soldier stay strong during battle. One piece of armor is a helmet, which protects the head. Other pieces of armor include a shield and sword. The Bible talks about the armor of God, but this isn't actual armor that you wear. Let's take a look at what it is. Paul wrote about the armor of God in the book of Ephesians. He wanted to tell people that God gives them everything they need in order to protect themselves and always do the right thing. Now, was Paul really talking about armor made of metal? No, he wasn't. But we still call it armor. Thinking of it as armor can help us remember the different ways that God can help us and keep us safe. The first piece of armor that Paul wrote about was the belt of truth. Let's think. What does a belt do? It holds everything together in place. With the armor of God, we can keep things around us in place and together by always telling the truth and not lying or making things up. Next is the breastplate of righteousness. A breastplate covers our body, particularly our hearts. Being righteous means we do what is right and good. Here's another piece of the armor of God: the shoes of peace. What do shoes help you do? Walk or run, right? When it's important to move forward, our shoes help us move. When we have the shoes of peace, we're ready to bring peace to others by going and telling them about the good news of Jesus. Now, let's look at the shield of faith. Think about what a shield does. A shield can protect us by blocking an attack. Having faith means always believing. We can think of the shield of faith as a shield that can block doubt when it tries to enter our life. Next is the helmet of salvation. You wear a helmet on your head to protect it. Wearing the helmet of salvation is knowing that Jesus saved us and keeping him in our thoughts. The last piece of the armor of God is the sword of the Spirit. Swords are used to fight or protect. This is the only piece of God's armor that's a weapon. A soldier would use a sword as a weapon to fight their enemies, and we can use the Bible as our weapon to fight against wrong choices or bad things. Those are the pieces of the armor of God. So, how do we put on this armor? You can't really put it on like real armor. How can we be sure to do the things that the armor of God stands for? Do you have any ideas? Well, there are lots of ways. We can read the Bible. This is a great way to learn God's truths and focus on His Word. We can pray. Prayer is a way to connect to God, and when you pray, you can also ask God to help you do the things the armor stands for. We can share Jesus with others. Telling others about Jesus' love is something that connects to the ideas of each piece of God's armor. Now, To help us remember each piece of God's armor, here's a song. Try to follow along and do the movements that I do. Ready?
The belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, the shoes of peace, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, the sword of the Spirit. This is the armor of God. The armor of God. Put on the armor of God. The armor of God. Put on the armor of God. The belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, the shoes of peace, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, the sword of the Spirit. This is the armor of God. This is the armor of God.
Okay. Try to put on the armor of God each day. See you next time.